Hi parents, this is your homework. You are going to watch this video. I'm not going to read these slides word for word, but I do want to give you a preview as to what you can be expecting for your son or daughter for their 7th grade year in my classroom. So like I said, I'm Mrs. Kmack, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of flip through these slides so you can see all the information. Instead of doing this at the open house night, we're going to do it now. And then when the open house night comes, I would love to be able to actually introduce myself and get to know who you are, and also maybe answer any questions or concerns you have. Okay, sorry for that delay. That took a second. All right. If you haven't heard the phrase Google Classroom, I would be shocked because your kids have actually already signed up for Google Classroom, and they should be using their U46 email account because it is set up to go with Google. And this presentation I'm going through right now, I have this in the email as well. So there's a link to this presentation in the email. So you don't have to memorize anything that I'm saying. Um, but this link will take you there if you need to, and but your son or daughter should know how to get on there because we've done it. This is your go-to for everything. Everything I talk about, everything I say, it's all there. No one needs to have anything memorized. So all the things I talk about are also going to be on Google Classroom. The thing that your son or daughter will use it for the most is their homework assignments. So I will actually show you real quick what that looks like. I'm recording this on Monday, so the part that is already updated is in Module 1, and that's where I have links for their homework and everything up there. So that's kind of what the Google Classroom looks like, and they can go there if they are absent or if they forgot what the homework is or they just need a link to know what to do. I also put the code here. Yeah, so tons and tons of things available for you on Google Classroom. Okay, remind text messages. I already have 60 people signed up for remind messages. That is fantastic. You don't need to download the Remind app. All you have to do to sign up for this is to send a text message. Send the message at KMAX7 to the number 81010. So it kind of looks like this in your cell phone. So pretend this is the cell phone number, this is the message. What Remind does is it literally reminds you of things that are coming up. So it reminds you have homework, reminds you have a test. You can always pause this video too if you want to read it thoroughly or if you want to write something down. Okay, for assessments, I allow students to retake every assessment. Tests are summative assessments, and those are what go into their final semester grades. And so, excuse me. So I let kids know that they can retake anything. My goal is for them to be hard workers and to be more comfortable and confident in math. And if I just said, sorry, you have a 0, that's the way it is, I don't think that that would help their confidence. I don't think it would help them become harder workers. I do think that the retake helps them say, okay, I'm not happy with this, but I can improve upon it. And a lot of people like to argue that retakes are not a part of the real world, but I actually would like to just kind of let kids know and parents know that, if you fail a driver's test, you can retake it. If you fail, even people trying to get into med school, if they fail the test, they can retake that. So I actually do feel like retakes are part of, our daily life, and it just helps you work harder. So again, I really want kids to say, all right, taking this in my own hands and I want to improve. So all they have to do is come in before school to just go over what they did wrong. So even if they got like a 2 on a test, which is the equivalent of a C, and they're not happy with it, they can retake that. They can retake any assessment that they get throughout the year. So anytime you see a grade for math that is something that you or your child are not happy with, you can change it. So you can retake it. You just need to make sure you come in so we fix what you did wrong, and then you'll try a new version. Speaking of that, I am available every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 8:15. You do not need to make an appointment for that. You can show up at 8:15, 8:20, 8:30, whatever time you can get here. Show on up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If that does not work, if no one can get your son or daughter a ride, please email me and we will set up a time. I do not think that I have ever had a parent or student say that I wasn't willing to meet with them outside the classroom. that's always an option. Also, with the flipped classroom, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but students are watching videos this year, and if they have technology problems at home, they can always come during their lunchtime as well. So I wouldn't be helping them then, but they could be watching the videos during their lunch. Okay, standards-based grading, most students said that they know what this is. They've seen it before, 43210. 4 means mastery, and all the way down to 0 saying no evidence. I'm always happy with 3s and 4s. A lot of kids, I'm also happy with them getting 2s. I'm not ever happy with a 1 or a 0, and hopefully you and your child are not happy with a 1 or a 0 as well. Those are ones that I always recommend for students to be retaking. Again, there's a link for the U46 standards-based grading policy in this presentation as well. Okay, so what is the flipped classroom? Hopefully you've had a conversation with your son or daughter. You all signed a form in which I just asked about your technology set up at home to see if you had access to Wi-Fi, tablets. I tell kids, do you have a way of watching YouTube? And that's literally where my videos are. So hopefully they have had those conversations with you, and I'm working with kids who do not have that access to make sure that they can do that. And the reason the videos are so important is because that instruction is actually happening outside of the class. So kids are watching videos at their own pace. It's me, it's the Eureka Math workbook, and they have all of these things at their fingertips. They can pause it, they can rewind it, they can turn the volume up, they can, pause and try a problem, whether they're a fast writer or a slow writer, they're moving at their own pace. And the other advantage is that a lot of kids, if they're absent or if they want to review for a test, they can go back and watch them. So hopefully kids will feel like they're not missing anything. If they're absent, they can always go back, they can just watch it right from home. So when the kids come in the next day, this is why I do the flipped classroom, the next part I'm going to say. The reason I do the flipped classroom is so that the next day in class, we are working on problems, we're asking questions, we're gaining confidence, and that classroom time can be used way more flexibly than if I had spent the classroom time, trying to get through a lesson and then assigning homework at the very end. So with that said, the flipped classroom, the main purpose of it is so that kids are working on the math problems in class. So they're listening to the instruction at home, and then when they come into class, they're doing the quote-unquote homework. Okay, and then the videos are accessed on YouTube. There's a link in Google Classroom. You can literally type in my name, Megan Kmack, into Google, YouTube, and it should show right up. And then, like I said, this link is also available for you as well. Okay, and then just a little bit about myself. This is my 6th year at Kenyon Woods. It's my 9th year teaching. I'm also a student government sponsor. And then just a little bit about my bio. I am married. I have 2 adorable little boys right here. And I really love what I do. The one thing I ask from students is for them to be hard workers and to be respectful. And so I hope that you gained a little bit of knowledge about myself and how the class runs. But most importantly, I hope that you're excited for this school year, and I hope that you come to open house with any questions, any concerns, anything that you want to chat about. So I am looking forward to meeting you on Wednesday. And if you are listening to this and you cannot come to open house, hopefully you feel like you didn't miss out. And hopefully you also know that you can always email me with questions or concerns as the year goes on. Take care.